Hey, what's up, guys? Uh, Chung here. And today, let's take a look at another LeetCode problem. Yeah, let's continue our LeetCode journey here. Number 452, minimum number of arrows to burst balloons. Okay, so you're given like a range of a balloon. So for each balloon, it's a 1D dimensional like coordinates. Basically, the balloon doesn't have any y coordinates, only the x. And the balloon has a range in the x axis, and you can burst a balloon by an arrow as long as the arrow is in the range of the balloon. So each balloon consists of start and end. For example, here we have four balloons here, right? Let's do a quick join here. So from 1 to 6, right? That's the first balloon. Second one is from 2 to 8, right? 2 to 8. Third one, there's like 7 to 12, right? 7, 7 here. 7 to 12, right? The last one is 10 to 6, 10 to 16, 10, 10 to 16, right? So, and you need to write a program to find out what's the minimum arrows you need to burst all the balloons, right? So in this case, as we can see here, the minimum arrow we need is two arrows, right? Basically, we can shoot anywhere between 2 and 6, right? We can shoot an arrow right somewhere in here, right, to burst these two balloons, right? And then the second arrow will be shooting from right here, somewhere here, right? Between 10 and 12. Then we can burst the rest balloons. Right. So as you guys can see it here, we already drawing this something like in a certain sequence, right? So with this kind of problem, with the range of the the race with a segment, with the range of a race, we usually do a sorting, right? Either by the start or by the end. And this problem can be solved in both ways. Right. So the first approach, let's do a sort by the start, right? So let's assuming we sort by the start of the balloons, right? And every time and when we loop through and we'll be keep maintaining like a end variables to uh, to record the current endings, right? So that every time when we see another balloons, right, we check if the current balloon's start time is still in the range of end, right? Basically, if the start time is not greater than the end, then we know we can burst this balloon with the same arrow, right? And then until the start is has bypassed the current end, then we know we need another arrow to burst the current one. Basically, this is kind of like a similar. It's a greedy idea here. So basically, we with the first arrows, we're trying to burst as many balloons as possible. If we can't, then okay, then we know we need another arrow, right? And similar idea with the with sorting by the end of the balloon, right? Same thing here. If we sort by the end of the balloon here, I think we can do it's a little bit simpler because we don't need to worry about the to maintain the a little bit easier to maintain the end here because if we sort by the if we sort by the by start time, right? And let's say we have a 1 6, right? 1 6. Let's say the second one is 2 to 4, right? If we sort by the start time, and every time when we see like another balloons, we also need to update our current end, right? Because since now we see another end here, we need to get whichever is smaller. Because if we are maintaining this one, trying to include this balloon inside our first arrows, now this one will become our new end. And let's say if there's another 5 to 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 10 here, right? Okay, so our basically what we're saying that the first arrow can only burst balloons until 4, right? Because 4 is smaller than 6, so we update that end. And then when next time we see the 5 here, we know we need a second another arrow to burst it. But if we're sorting by the end, if we're sorting by the end of the balloon, all we need to check is the beginning, is the start of the balloon. If the start balloon within the range of its end, then we know we can burst that balloon. Otherwise, we just shoot another arrow. Uh, Both way works. I think sort from start is a little bit more intuitive because that's how most people think about this problem, right? We start from the first one and then we just burst, right? As many as we can. Okay, cool. Let's try to code this thing, right? And the first one will be sorted by the start time. So if we sort by start time, we just need to do a simple sort, right? Because by default, this sorting will be sort with the first element, right? So we don't have to do anything extra regarding the sort function here. And we're going to have an answer here. And uh, so initially, I'm gonna initialize with 1 here because because at the first we will need to initialize this end here, right? And we can call it previously end, right? Um, Current end, right? Current end, and we do so the the first thing was gonna be the starting of the gonna be the first element, right? And the end that will be our current end. Since we're assuming we always have an answer here, we need to do a check here. If not point, right? If not point, then we need to return 0 because we are assuming we have a point. But if there's like an edge case, if there's nothing in the point here, we just simply return a 0 here. So now we have this, right? So now we simply do a for loop here, right? For loop for point in point, right? So we for each point here, we simply check if the start, okay, if, right? If the point start, right? That's the start will be 0 is less than or smaller, it's not greater than the current end. Excuse me. If it's within the range, right? If it's the current one has not bypassed the current end, we just do what? We simply do all we need to do here is that we know we can burst this balloon with the current arrow, right? All we need to do is we just update the current end, right? Like we said, since we need to keep the minimum end for all the balloons we can burst so far, right? Minimum of the current end and with the to the sorry the point 1, right? Else, right? Else what? Else if the point is outside of the current end, then we know first we need another arrow, right? Second, the current end will be simply the point 1 because there's no need to maintain it because we know basically we're starting with a new arrow, right? And in the end, we simply return like the answer here. I think this should just work. Yeah, for some reason my internet speed or the LeetCode website is kind of slow. It takes longer time to submit the code. Yeah, usually should be pretty quick. Yeah, cool, it works. So basically that's the first approach where we will be sorting by the start time, right? But for the if this if we sort by start time, other than just compare with the start and end to check if the current arrow is in the current point is in the range of the current arrows, we also need to somehow maintain this end, right? Okay, cool. That's the first one. And how about the second one, right? Second one is pretty straightforward. The only the difference here, let's say we sort, right? Since the default sort is sorting by the first element, but now we are going to sort by the second one. So it's going to be the key. We're going to write a simple lambda function here, and with x to x1, right? So now we're sorting by the second element. Same thing. We'll keep everything the same here, but instead here, right? So and we don't need to maintain this thing anymore, right? And we just simply do a check here. Similar thing here, right? We just do a, okay, I'll remove this. We just simply do a if point 0, right? If the starting point is it's outside of the current end, right? Then we know that we need another arrow, right? +1, and of course we need to maintain this, just update this current end with a point 1, right? Yeah, see, I think that's it for sorting by the end of the balloon. It should just work. Yeah, cool. So I think as you guys can see, the sorting by the end is a little bit easier. Not easier. I mean, the code is a little bit simpler than the sorting by the start time, right? Because if we sort by the end time, since we're guaranteeing the end time is from smallest to the biggest, there's no way to maintain the end time anymore. All we need to check if is the start time. If the start time is before the end time, right? If it's not, then we need another arrow. Okay, cool. I think that's pretty much it is for this problem. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos and thank you so much for watching it. And I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye bye.